Okay, we are going to do the Apex REST callouts challenge together. So we are required to create an Apex class that calls a REST endpoint and write a test class. So there are several things we need to do. Okay, first things first, I want to try out the endpoint. So the getAnimalNameById method must call this URL. And then you are supposed to pass a string, or not a string, an integer to get the animal. So you pass an integer and the class will return a string. Here, the Apex class must be called AnimalLocator, have a getAnimalById method that accepts an integer and returns a string. Okay, so I want to try to call this on my browser first, see what's going on there. Boom. So if I hit 1, that's what I get, right? I'm going to view this so you can actually, there. We have the animal, ID is 1, the name is chicken, so this is what we want to get. What does the chicken eat? A chicken food. And says, what does the chicken says? Cluck, cluck. So if we change this to 2, it's going to be bear, it's berries, campers, Adam, somebody else, and says yum yum. And you can keep going. Oh, there is just 2 probably. So that's our endpoint. Okay, what about 0? Do we have a 0 there? No, just 1 and 2. All right, I'm going to close this out so we know what it's doing. Now, back to the trail. Now, before I create the whole class, I would like to give it a try using my execute anonymous on my developer console. So on here, go developer console, oopsie, which I already have. So this is my execute anonymous, which I've tried before. Now I'm going to show you. So the endpoint for this example is just this endpoint URL, and I just passed integer 1, right? And then if the response status code is 200, meaning it's successfully returned a response code, then I'm going to parse the JSON data. So as per the guide over here, you can parse using the deserialize method on the very top, I think, right here. So you can parse using the deserialize method, which is this one, deserialize untyped. So I'm using the same one. So JSON deserialize untyped, and then I am mapping it, the animal, into this map, and then the animal name is the value of animal.get. The variable name is name. And then if I debug this, if I execute this code here, what I have is the name of the animal, which is chicken, which is what I want, right? Oops, it's here. So again, if the response status code is 200, it's fine. We are going to map the result, which is a variable r, map it onto the variable r, and then this is going to be deserializing the response and put it in the r variable, okay, the map variable. And then we're going to do one more and put it into the animal variable, animal map. So you do this thing again, r.getAnimal, and then put it in the animal variable. Now you can actually put or convert the name animal.get the name, put it on the animal name string. Now you can actually return this string on your class, Apex class. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Now we are going to actually create the Apex class. If I go back here, let's scroll all the way down. So the class name must be getAnimalLocator. So the class name must be called AnimalLocator. I'm going to close this guy now. Close this again. File, new, Apex class, AnimalLocator. Boom. Public class AnimalLocator. So we have the frame of the class. Now we're going to get the method, which is called getAnimalNameById method. So let's copy this code from the trail up here. I'm going to copy this code right here. Yep. And we're going to modify stuff. Okay. So public class AnimalLocator. I'm going to copy that and tidy up a bit. Shift tab. It's already tidy. And change the name from make get callout from the one that the challenge wants, which is getAnimalNameById. That's the first step. Okay. So it's going to accept an input of integer animal ID. Okay. 1 is chicken, 2 is bear, right? All right. So here you go slash again, right? And then you go plus animal ID, which is this one. So it's going to be passed over here. Okay. So if the get status code is 200, right? We're going to take all this out here. Boom. And I'm going to copy my code from the execute anonymous over here. We don't need to debug it. And put it back to my code, my class. Put it here. Boom. Tidy up. Shift tab. So if the status code is 200, again we do this thing, and then we return the animal name. That's what the Apex class needs to return, the animal name. And then I'm going to save the class. We have one problem. Let's see what it is. Variable does not exist animal name. Oh, we can put it here probably. Let's declare it up there. I'm going to declare it over here. Boom. And now we don't have to declare it over here. Boom. Tidy up a bit. Boom. Tidy up again. Boom. Okay, now let's try saving it. Whoops. Oh, missing semicolon. Come on, dude. Illegal conversion from string to system.http response. Yeah, because we have to actually return a string, not an HTTP response. So we just need to fix that. It's returning a string. Let's save this guy. Now it's saving, because if we go back here, the challenge wants us to return a string. The Apex class must return a string and not an HTTP response. So we have the class saved. Next, we are going to create the mock. Okay, so next create a test class named AnimalLocatorTest that uses a mock class called AnimalLocatorMock to mock the callout response. Okay, do we want to use a static or an interface? Let's create an interface, okay? So I'm going to create a class AnimalLocatorMock, file, new Apex class, AnimalLocatorMock. Okay, so we can take a look from our trail, our previous interface task class or the mock class. This is the make post callouts, and I think this is the mock. Okay, so here, this is the test. Now I'm going to copy this guy back to our developer console. So I'm just going to paste, but rename it to AnimalLocatorMock. Boom. AnimalLocatorMock. Okay. And the response, we need to change it from the actual response that we are going to get. Let's pretend we are getting the chicken here. So 1, boom. So this would be the response. Okay, I'm going to copy that. So this would be the response here. All the way through here. Boom. Right? So this would be the fake mock response. And I am going to save that. So we have the mock class. And now we are going to create the test class, which has to be named AnimalLocatorTest here, right? Copy this guy, file, new Apex class, AnimalLocatorTest. All right, so I think we have it from here, animal callout test. You know what? I don't want to confuse you, so let's get it from the trail. So AnimalLocatorTest. I want to copy the test that is a mockup here. This is it. I think this is what I want, right? I'm going to copy this guy. And AnimalLocatorTest. Locator test, and I think I did it wrong because we have to actually do that because this is the method, right? This is the method, and close this guy. The method that we need to do in here here, getAnimalById method that accepts an integer and returns a string. I'm just going to name it getAnimalNameById test. Okay, so the class name is AnimalLocatorTest. This is the method, and then test set mock HTTP callout mock.class. Now this is the actual AnimalLocatorMock, this class here, right? AnimalLocatorMock. Okay, now the response, animal callouts. No, the response would be AnimalLocator dot getAnimalById, right? So AnimalLocator getAnimalById, and we pass 1 as the integer. Okay, and then we are going to do an assert equal number 8 there. Oh, here it's supposed to be string. Okay, because it's returning a string and not an HTTP response. So here, so all this assert equals now is incorrect. Okay, so I'm just gonna take one assert equal. I'm just gonna take one assert equal here. One assert equal, and I want the assert equal of chicken to be the response value. So the response value has to be chicken, because it's just getAnimalId, getAnimalNameById. Okay, I want to save this before my keyboard battery is out. So now, what happens here? I'm just gonna take this. Oh well, just keep it. So set mock callout class, which we did over here, and then string response. We are going to call this method from this class and pass 1, right? And then the response has to be chicken, because we take a chicken from here. Okay, so with that being said, make sure we do the always run asynchronously and run the test over here. And then I'm going to scroll up a bit here. It's green, and then AnimalLocator is 100% executed. Okay, so if I close the other stuff here, so we have 3 files for this challenge, right? The AnimalLocator, the actual class here, and then the mock, and then the locator test class. There we have it. Okay, so we've done the challenge and it's returning as expected. Now we are going to grab our 500 points. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. So next we will talk about Apex SOAP callout, which is basically similar but not exactly the same. Alright, I'll see you on the next video. Hit that subscribe button and explore new Trailhead grounds and learn to implement the most useful and popular apps on the Salesforce App Exchange. And do yourself a favor, like this video, and you'll be surprised on how much more you understand when watching this same video after liking it. Don't take my word. Watch this one more time after you like the video and see it for yourself. Bada bing, bada boom.